Thank you, Mr Gauzès. And now Mr De Rossa has the floor for a minute and a half.
Thank you very much, Mr President. First of all, President Barroso in his introduction talked about introducing some measures on posting of workers. He wasn't specific in this, but I would remind him that he made a very specific commitment in the hearings before he was reappointed as President to revise the Posting of Workers Directive so that social dumping would be prevented as a result of the operation of it and the court cases that arose from it. So could I remind him of that? Could I also make the point that it is extremely essential that we introduce legislation to provide legal certainty for those in the Member States who are providing social services of general interest? There seems to be a complete blindness on the part of the Commission with regard to the problems that exist in that area. I am working on a report on that at the moment, and I will come back to it later next year or early next year on that. I also have to say I welcome the poverty platform, but I have no evidence at all that the Commission is using the 2020 strategy in which the platform is based, for instance, in the current negotiations with the Irish government about resolving the problems there. If the 2020 strategy is not the framework for those negotiations, what is the framework? What is the European contribution to resolving the difficulties in Ireland other than resolving the issues of the banks? Finally, could I just make one final point, that I think it's entirely putting the cart before the horse for any member of this Parliament to talk here about establishing a minimum corporation profits tax across the European Union without also talking about a common fiscal policy, without also having a budget strong enough to provide the cohesion necessary for weak and peripheral states, and a whole range of other European policy that need to be put in place before we can seriously talk about a corporation tax being the same right across the European Union. Thank you.
Mr Uri has the floor for a minute and a half.
Thank you for giving me the floor, President. I am the coordinator for the EPP in the Employment and Social Affairs Committee, and I welcome the programme and indeed the fact that we're being